Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new video series I'm actually going to start doing. Um, Off the top here, we're going to go ahead and just say I don't yet have a name for this. If you have something you think might work, go ahead, comment it below. Um, I'm not too creative with titles and stuff like that, if you haven't really noticed yet. But basically, what it's going to be is just a lot of me talking about different things that I'm interested in, and I really hope other people are. And, well, I know other people are. I hope you guys are interested in joining me in this. I want this to be very back and forth. Feel free to comment. I want ideas and things like that all thrown into this. I don't want this to be a very one-sided thing. But we're gonna go ahead get started real quick. Um, it just recently turned to the new year, 2015, and I was hanging out with some friends of mine, and they had asked me if I had looked into the new technology that was coming out for this year, and I actually surprisingly haven't yet. So I went and checked it. I checked it out, and what I found was very interesting, and it's actually kind of mind blowing how far we've come because on a daily basis, the average person will see the same type of things as far as technology goes with the tablets, the computers, and the game systems and all that. But when you really start to do research into what people are, you know, experimenting with and the prototypes that are out there, it's pretty crazy. The things I'm going to talk about in no particular order. It's just kind of thrown together a bunch of stuff I find interesting. Not that one's more or less important than any of the others, but the first one I looked into is bionic prosthetics, and this is something it's not really that new of an idea. It's been around for a long time, but the advancements people keep making with this is just it's astonishing and it's mind blowing because what I saw is, far as I know, is the newest research is a new type of electronic skin that they're putting on these robotic prosthetics. And the robotic prosthetics alone have started giving people a greater range of mobility when they have these versus, the more traditional style prosthetic. But with these robotic ones, they have got the individual digits for the hands and all that, and picture over there. But with this new electronic skin, it's it's a new thing. It's and from what I read, it's very durable. What they experimented with, it was able to shake hands. It was able to grasp baseballs and hold hot and cold drinks without, you know, well, I don't know without any damage, but very minimal damage, like basically none. And it's actually kind of stretchy, like the human skin. When you move your hands, or really any part of your body, the skin it'll stretch or retract to get bunched up and stuff. And this has that ability, and that's what they're worried about most with it right now is pushing the boundaries. How far can we stretch this? Well, that's just amazing, and it gets even better. This thing is heated to normal human temperature. That means like if you were to shake somebody's hand that had this, it wouldn't feel any different than if you were shaking my hand. And that's mind blown, right? And then the last thing, real quick, these are all going to be kind of short. I'm going to give you the tip of the iceberg and encourage you to look more into this if you're interested. But this electronic skin, if they can get it done correctly, where it is electronic, it's starting to be able. It looks like we're going to be able to give people who have lost, parts of their body feeling back. That will be able to actually feel through the prosthetic. And that alone, I mean, like, that's life changing. That's like major big deal. Like, I can't even imagine. Could you just you go through some sort of incident, or maybe it was at birth? I don't know, but they give you this robotic prosthetic, and you can feel with it. Okay, you can feel, and when people touch you, it's not a cold, lifeless thing. It's easier to accept it, you know. And I'm not saying that people with prosthetics that are more traditional are weird or unaccepted or anything, but just that whole it's warm, it's sensitive, it's got individual digits, they can hold things, they can shake your hand, they can they can. There's really there's no difference between what that can do and what we can do. And I see maybe one day that these prosthetics will actually surpass what traditional human muscles and bones can actually do, and that's pretty crazy. Um, the next thing we have is something I've always personally been fascinated with because I'm just a huge sci-fi geek, and that is some nanotechnology. And more specifically, what I want to talk about is nanotech computer chips. Um, this is actually expected to be around by 2020. And what it is they're going to start replacing the silicone chips in your computers with carbon nanotubes. And as of right now, no one else has really come up with a better way to keep advancing the speed of a computer and its processing power, because we want more and more and more, but we also want, easy handheld devices or compact computers and not big, humongous supercomputers like back even in the 70s. So they're thinking that these, carbon nanotubes, they're going to be smaller and faster. They're going to have smaller and faster transistors than what we have in our processors right now. These things are the building blocks of microchips in your CPU in your computer. And to be able to just take that and make it into, like, make something do that that's not what we're using right now, I just think that's incredible because I love nanotechnology. And they're gonna, it's just, think of how fast, like, if you've got top notch computers right now with highest level processors, you've got the best internet, everything's all set up. Computers are really fast today, but they're just going to get faster. And you mean the multitasking on the computers is going to be just so much easier. And really, it's like I say, I just, it's mind blowing to me. I'm just imagining somebody set up with, like, four monitors running off of this, you know nano 2 processor, and not a problem at all. You've got your Netflix going on one, you've got your video game going on the other, you got your social media on the other two because we all have to have those for some reason. So yeah, just bam. So yeah, that's I'm excited. No, I did say, we're going into 2015. Not all of these are exclusively coming out in 2015, but these are things that are being looked into and researched even further. But like I said, this is expected to be released in 2020. That's only 5 years away. 5 years, not that far. Um, this next one, oh, the inner Trekkie in me is just oh so excited. Um, there's a company, and they're working on what's called the OpenBCI, and that stands for Open Source Brain Computer Interface. And it's exactly what it sounds like. They're producing this headset, and what it does is it uses basically an EEG machine and the probes on your head, and you're going to be using the computer with your mind. You're not going to need a keyboard. You're not going to need a mouse. Basically, you're just going to have a monitor. Not sure how long those are even going to be around anymore with all the way this is going, but controlling a computer with your mind. You think something and your computer does it. That could be a good thing or a bad thing. Use this with caution when your friends are over. The headset is supposed to be configurable on a person to person basis, so if you've got a bigger head or a smaller head, it should adjust to fit that. And then the other thing I found really interesting is they're also wanting to put in an EMG to track your muscle movements and an EKG for your heart rate. The article I was reading really didn't specify what those were actually going to do, because like the EEG, obviously it's monitoring your brain waves and that's how you control the computer. And I'm wondering how this EMG and the EKG is also going to factor in. That's going to just give more information for the computer to react to from the person. Oh, I can't wait. um, they had a Kickstarter for this, and they well exceeded their goals. I'm not completely sure where they're at this moment in it. Um, there's a picture of it there if you want to look at it. But this thing, I see this. This is one day everybody's gonna be walking around with this on their heads. Well, not walking around, but you're gonna come over to your friends and they're gonna be in their room. They're all gonna be like matrixed out in their bedroom, just chilling. They'll pause their Netflix movie when you walk in, just by like, oh hey, I'm thinking pause. I just technology, right? Um, the next thing here is this isn't so much new. This is something I've heard about before, but when I started looking into this stuff, I was like, this is actually really cool. I looked more into it, and it kind of blew my mind, and I really want this. Like, personally, me, I want this. It is Microsoft's Home of the Future. Um, some of you may have heard of this. If you haven't, check it out. This is one of the coolest homes I've ever seen, but it really takes away from what a traditional house feels like and looks like. It's not modern. It's very futuristic. You go in the kitchen and you look on your counter and you touch the counter and your recipes come up right there on the counter. The recipes are there. It's telling you what you need and what you don't need. You go. This is one of my favorite parts when I was reading about this. Is it says that you have the bedroom for like if you have a teenager, and all the walls in that room, they're interfaces. They have things to interact with, and it's like a big computer monitor or a big television depending on how you want to use it. And the bedroom apparently will actually change the images or the setting in the room based on, you know, the teenager's mood. I don't know if this exactly means, that if they're angry, it's automatically going to change to dark red stuff, or if it's like, oh, I'm feeling kind of happy today, let's put up some pictures of flowers. That's the one I'm leaning towards, but at the same time, combining that with the BCI we were just talking about, and, who knows? Maybe you put your BCI on and then you're like, ooh, I'm really mad at this thing. And then the room becomes mad at the thing as well. That's just, oh man, Bill Gates, you you're taking over the world, and we all know it. It's just a fact. Um, so yeah, I'm running a little over on time for this one. I've got more things to talk about the next time I put one of these out, and I'm going to touch on one of the things that I'm probably the actually most excited for, and I know a lot of people are excited for this, and that's virtual reality. Because even though we have something, we have the Oculus Rift, and that's been out for a little while now, and it's not necessarily um, it's not something everybody has. We'll put it like that. But you can get on YouTube. You can find all types of people playing games on the Oculus Rift, and stuff like that. But virtual reality actually has a lot more plans for actually even just this year coming up. So we're gonna talk about that. Like I said, leave me your thoughts and tell me things about you stuff you guys have heard about. Um, I thank you all for watching and listening, and I hope you enjoyed it. I will talk to you all next time. Don't forget to, like I said, comment. Very important. Like and subscribe if you like my videos. It really means a lot to me, and it helps my channel out, helps my channel grow and get, more noticed. So thank you all for all of that. Thank you for everything you guys do for me, and I will holler at you in the next video.